Hey everyone, and welcome. So in today's explainer, we're going to use a really clear visual method to completely decode California's commercial driver's license weight classifications. Because, let's be honest, they can be super confusing. If you've ever stood next to one of those massive 18-wheelers or maybe a quirky combination vehicle and wondered exactly what kind of license it takes to legally drive that thing, well, you're in exactly the right place. We're going to break down classes A, B, and C so that by the time we're done here, you're going to have a rock-solid understanding of these rules with absolutely zero guesswork involved.
All right, let's take a quick look at our agenda, which is basically our step-by-step roadmap for this explainer. We're going to start with why ratings tell the story, then hit Class A for heavy combos, Class B for single vehicles, and Class C for special uses. After that, I'm going to give you this foolproof four-step method for classifying any vehicle, and we'll wrap up by testing your knowledge with some examples and common mistakes. Let's get to it.
So, starting off with Section 1, ratings tell the story. First things first, we actually need to completely shift how you think about what dictates a CDL class. We've got to start right at the foundation.
Okay, a huge mistake people make all the time is looking at a driver's job title, like, a delivery driver or construction driver, or they look at the actual scale weight of the truck on any given Tuesday. But here is where we literally have to separate reality from the rules. When it comes to CDL classifications, manufacturer ratings rule everything. Now, sure, actual scale weight, your GVW or GCW, is incredibly important for avoiding overweight tickets on the highway, but CDL questions, they are almost always asking about the rated values.
So the absolutely crucial point here is understanding these acronyms. GVWR, or Gross Vehicle Weight Rating, is just the manufacturer's rated maximum loaded capacity for a single vehicle. GCWR is the Gross Combination Weight Rating, the rated capacity for a combination of vehicles. When you're trying to figure out what license you need, you have to look at what the manufacturer says the truck is rated to handle, not what it actually weighs when it pulls onto a scale today.
Right, let's move right along to Section 2, Class A, Heavy Combinations, and see how this builds our understanding.
Okay, this is the strict two-part rule for a California commercial Class A license. You cannot just eyeball a big truck and assume, oh yeah, that's a Class A. Nope. Your overall combination rating, the GCWR, has to be 26,001 pounds or more. And the towed vehicles rating, its GVWR, must strictly exceed 10,000 pounds. Both of those parts matter immensely. A heavy tractor doesn't automatically make the whole combination a Class A if both of these thresholds aren't met at the exact same time.
Seriously, burn this specific number into your memory, 26,001. Hitting 26,001 pounds on the gross combination weight rating is literally the gateway to Class A, provided that trailer threshold of over 10,000 pounds is met too. Like, if your combination rating is 25,900 pounds, even with a massive trailer, you simply do not meet the Class A definition.
Moving to Section 3, let's look at Class B, which we can easily just anchor in our minds as the heavy single vehicle class. Think of the big straight trucks you see rolling down the road.
So there's a general rule, and then there's California's specific little caveat. Generally speaking, commercial Class B covers a single vehicle with a GVWR over 26,000 pounds. And yeah, a Class B vehicle is totally allowed to tow another vehicle, but that towed vehicle has to be rated at 10,000 pounds or less. But wait, California has this very unique addition to the rule, based purely on the number of axles.
Which brings us to another number you absolutely must remember, 6,000. Under California rules, a 3-axle vehicle weighing over 6,000 pounds automatically falls into the commercial Class B bucket. So even if a 3-axle vehicle doesn't hit that massive 26,000-pound GVWR mark, if it breaks just 6,000 pounds, California expects you to have a Class B license.
Okay, Section 4, Class C, Special Uses. Now, this one trips up a lot of people because it deals with special commercial operations, not the massive weight limits we were just talking about.
I really want to emphasize this. Class C is not just a catch-all term for small trucks or standard cars. No way. In the commercial driving world, Class C comes into play when a vehicle doesn't meet the massive weight thresholds of Class A or B, but its specific use requires commercial authority. We're talking about things like qualifying hazardous material transports, certain passenger vehicles, or tank operations.
It's vital to separate your license class from your endorsements. Think of it like this. The class covers the vehicle's physical size, its weight ratings, and configuration. Endorsements, those are your letters like H for HazMat or P for passenger, they add special operating privileges. But always remember, an endorsement never ever replaces the class itself. You solve for the class first based on the actual vehicle, and then you slap on the endorsement based on the cargo or the operation.
All right, now for the core takeaway of our whole explainer in Section 5, the four-step method. I'm going to give you a reliable, totally repeatable framework to figure out any vehicle's required class every single time.
Let's walk through this four-step decision method. Step 1, super simple. Just decide if the vehicle is a single vehicle or a combo. Step 2, if it's a combination, check the GCWR and the towed unit's GVWR against those Class A thresholds. Step 3, if it's not Class A or if it's just a single vehicle, check the power unit's ratings against the Class B limits. And don't forget that quirky California 3-axle rule. Finally, Step 4, if it's neither A nor B, check for placarded HazMat, passenger capacity, or other commercial uses that would drop it straight into commercial Class C.
Let's move to Section 6, Examples and Common Mistakes. We're going to put this scaffolding to the test and clear up the absolute most common mistakes people make. But before I quiz you, watch out for these massive traps. Never ever use the trailer's actual empty weight when a scenario gives you the manufacturer's GVWR. Also, don't automatically assume a heavy combination is Class A without actually checking the towed unit's rating. Don't confuse your endorsements with your vehicle classes, and definitely do not assume a small vehicle never requires a commercial license. As we just learned with Class C, sometimes the cargo matters way more than the size. All right, let's test your knowledge using our new four-step method. Imagine a single straight truck sitting on a lot. It's got a manufacturer's GVWR of 28,000 pounds and is towing absolutely nothing. Think through the steps we just talked about. What class fits this vehicle?
If you followed Step 3, you nailed it. This is a classic commercial Class B vehicle. It's a single vehicle, so it bypasses Class A entirely, and its 28,000-pound rating puts it squarely over that 26,000-pound threshold for a heavy single vehicle.
Okay, here's a tricky one that catches a ton of people out. Imagine a combination vehicle. It has a massive GCWR of 30,000 pounds, easily breaking that 26,001-pound mark. But you look at the trailer's data plate, and the trailer's GVWR is exactly 10,000 pounds. So does this combo meet the Class A definition?
Nope, it absolutely doesn't. And this right here is exactly why reading the fine print matters. Remember that second threshold for Class A? The towed vehicle's GVWR must be strictly over 10,000 pounds. Coming in at exactly 10,000 pounds doesn't cut it. So even with a 30,000-pound total rating, this doesn't require a Class A license because that trailer threshold completely failed.
Let's throw one more scenario at you. What if a smaller vehicle, say a standard pickup truck or delivery van, doesn't meet those massive Class A or B weight thresholds at all, but it is loaded up and transporting placarded hazardous materials? Boom, Step 4 kicks in perfectly here. Because of the special commercial use regarding those hazardous materials, this requires a commercial Class C license, along with the proper hazardous materials endorsement, which, of course, would be the letter H.
So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a final thought to chew on. The next time you're walking through a fleet yard or you pass a massive rig on the highway, are you going to let its physical size or scale weight fool you? Or, armed with our new four-step method, are you ready to look past the surface and confidently let the manufacturer's ratings tell you exactly what license is legally required? Thank you so much for learning with me today, and keep looking closely at those details.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and leave a comment. Download our app and keep studying on the go. Scan the QR code to get started.